So, Gary Neville has done it again. The former footballer turned activist pundit has somehow managed to take one of the darkest, most tragic events in recent memory and turn it into an attack on British patriots. Speaking in a recent clip, and we'll show you the footage in a moment, Neville blamed angry middle-aged white men for what he described as division in the country. That's right, not the radical ideologies that led to innocent people being murdered in a synagogue, not the dangerous failures in our policing or border systems. No, in Gary Neville's world, it's people putting up Union Jacks who are the real problem. Have a watch of this mess, but first, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more. Have a watch.
So I've just left my house and walking into the office, waking up obviously, seeing the news last night and the news this morning dominated by the horrific attacks within the Jewish community just about a mile from here. And was driving home from Salford City last night. I was driving actually to Salford City, going down a Littleton Road, seeing 60, probably 50 or 60 Union Jack flags. And on the way back I went down the parallel road, which is Berrynew Road, which has got the Jewish community right at its heart, and they're out on the streets, defiant, not hiding or in fear. And I just kept thinking as I was driving home last night that we're all being turned on each other, and the division that's being created is absolutely disgusting. Mainly created by angry, middle-aged white men who know exactly what they're doing. Funnily enough, on one of my development sites last week, there was a Union Jack flag put up, and I took it down instantly. And some people might be watching this and thinking, well, Gary, you're not very patriotic. I played for my country 85 times. I love my country. I love Manchester and I love England. But I've been building in this city for 15, 20 years, and there's no one put a Union Jack flag up in the last 15 to 20 years, so why do you need to put one up now? Because quite clearly it's sending a message to everybody that there is something you don't like. The Union Jack flag being used in a negative fashion is not right. And I'm a proud supporter of England, of Great Britain, of our country, and would champion it anywhere in the world as being one of the greatest places to live. But I think we need to check ourselves. We need to check ourselves and sort of start to think about bring ourselves back to a neutral point, because we're being pulled right and left, and we don't need to be pulled right and left at all. I've always said this about, I played in a football team with a group of people from Manchester, a group of people from Ireland, Wales, Scotland, but also people from Africa, people from Asia, people from America, people from Europe, and we were a beautiful team, united as one. Brexit has had a devastating impact on this country, and the messaging is getting dangerous, extremely dangerous. All these idiots that are out there spreading hate speech in any form and abuse in any form, we must stop promoting them. We must stop elevating our voices towards them. It needs to stop now and get back to a country of love, of peace, of harmony, and become a team again.
Now let's be clear, the context here matters. This wasn't just an offhand remark. This was Neville going on record to say, and I quote, "The division that's being created is absolutely disgusting, mainly by angry middle-aged white men." He even admitted that on his own development sites, when workers put up Union Jack flags, he personally takes them down. Think about that for a moment. We live in a country where waving your national flag, your own flag, is now considered divisive by a multi-millionaire who once captained Manchester United. This isn't just tone deaf, it's insulting. And it speaks to a much bigger issue that we keep seeing from the celebrity class. The idea that showing pride in Britain or standing up for your country's identity somehow makes you the extremist. In other news, Kemi Badenoch has launched her most hardline immigration policy yet, pledging to deport 150,000 illegal migrants per year as part of a 7-point borders plan unveiled ahead of the Conservative Party conference in Manchester. The Tory leader hopes the move will restore her party's credibility on migration and undercut Nigel Farage's Reform UK, which continues to surge in the polls. The document, published last night, outlines a radical restructuring of Britain's approach. Key measures include banning asylum claims for illegal entrants, withdrawing from the European Convention on Human Rights, ECHR, and the European Convention of Action Against Trafficking, repealing the Human Rights Act, and deporting all new arrivals within a week of landing on UK shores. Foreign criminals would also be removed, while immigration tribunals, judicial review, and access to legal aid for cases would be abolished. Other proposals focus on signing new returns agreements, applying visa sanctions to non-compliant countries, and supporting allies abroad to curb illegal entry into Europe. In the foreword, co-signed with Shadow Home Secretary Chris Philp, Badenoch argued, "After careful consideration, we have concluded that the only way to protect our country's borders is to leave the ECHR and repeal the Human Rights Act. This is only the first step, but it is essential if we are to restore control of our borders while continuing to protect human rights in a way that is faithful to our democratic heritage." The plan is underpinned by legal analysis from Lord Wolfson KC, who argued that ECHR membership has repeatedly obstructed enforcement. He pointed to Rule 39 orders that blocked the Rwanda scheme, saying the Strasbourg court placed significant practical limits on the UK's ability to control its borders. However, questions remain about the constitutional implications of leaving the ECHR, especially its role in the Good Friday Agreement, which guarantees access to courts and remedies for breaches of the Convention in Northern Ireland. Despite the bold rhetoric, doubts linger over whether the proposals can deliver in practice. Home Office data shows just 9,115 enforced returns were carried out in the year to July 2025, far short of the 150,000 annual target. Reform UK's rival plan, Operation Restoring Justice, goes even further, promising 600,000 deportations, withdrawal from the Refugee Convention, and a new British Bill of Rights. For Badenoch, the stakes are high. Polling by Opinion puts Reform on 34%, 13 points clear of Labour, while the Conservatives trail on just 16%. A separate survey found only 15% of Britons trust the Tories to stop the boat, compared to 35% who back Reform. With 2/3 of all channel crossings since 2018 occurring under Conservative governments, many in her party fear voters no longer believe their promises. Farage has already claimed victory, noting he has called for Britain to leave the ECHR since 2020. Whether Badenoch's move can regain ground for her party, or whether it is too late to stop the reform surge, will be central to the battles ahead. What are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let me know down in the comments section below. If you've not yet already, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more British content. Thank you, take care, goodbye.